Hello dear friends and welcome on Allatra TV UK channel. We continue meeting people around the globe so we can together realize what our common goal is, how we, people, envision the greater society and what is it for us. Today we are going to talk about the 8 foundations of building the greater society. And for those who are joining us for the first time, please visit our official website allatraunites.com because Creative Society project is being launched on the platform of Allatra International Public Movement. My name is Dala and my dear co-host today is Alina. Hi Alina, can you please introduce our special guest?
Sure, Alla. Hello dear viewers. It's our pleasure to introduce today's guest, Dr. Badri Narayanan Gopalakrishnan, who is the founder of a consulting firm called Sum Modelling, Economist, and affiliate faculty member with the University of Washington, Seattle, researcher, advisor, keynote speaker, and consultant of many world-known organizations, and many more titles. Badri, thank you for joining us today. It's our honor and pleasure to have you with us. Could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself, what inspires you in life, and what is your primary focus now?
Thank you, Alina, and thank you, Alla. I'm really excited to be in this forum, and you're doing great work, and with completely driven by volunteers. I'm really impressed by the amazing thoughts and philosophies that you have. As about myself, I'm originally from India, and I grew up in South India, and then did my all my education there. I studied my engineering first, bachelor's in engineering, and then I did my PhD in economics. And then my goal at that point was, when I transitioned from engineering to economics, was to basically make some help make changes at a macro level, so that the changes that we can bring at a micro level, being part of a small company or organization, they are not sufficient to increase prosperity or increase well-being of people at large. So there are certain things that need to be done at a high level. So I realized that when I was doing my engineering, and I felt like I have to do something more impactful in life than just focusing on a particular company, industry, and developing it and so on. So I also, like, I had a good technical background, so I thought now I should use this technical background to do some higher level things that can impact a lot of people. And that is when I decided to take up economics, because in order to work with policymakers, influence policy, there are many ways to do that. You can become a politician, you can become a diplomat, you can become a social scientist, can become a lawyer, you can do a lot of different things. What I felt was, given my personal strengths, the best way to do that would be to do something that is technical, that has a lot of numbers and some coding, some technical aspects, and still it is very widely impactable. And then I realized economics is such a subject, and that is how I got into that. And I'm very happy how things evolved after that. Thank you for the nice introduction, but I would say that all the things I achieved over time was because of mentorship of wonderful people and great collaborators and institutions, the great institutions that I worked with.
Thank you very much, Badri. Thank you so much for your answer and for tell us about what you're doing right now, what's inspiring you. And you're right. This is absolutely beautiful philosophy when you put people first and the human in front, and then profit secondary. second, and this is very important because every single organization, every single part of this world is created by people and actually including the people, isn't it? And doesn't matter which sphere we touch. If it's not people there, so it's not fair. It's not field of working. And this is why it's so important to, first of all, focus on people. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. And you have absolutely amazing journey. Your professional one is really remarkable. Thank you so much. And as a person as well, great. Thank you. So, and as topic of our conversation today is creative society. And as you know, that cares about every single body, which is first foundation of creative society, the human life. And creative society is actually a society where everyone can live in happiness, prosperity, where everyone can feel safe, where it's guaranteed the equal rights and opportunities for everyone, fulfill life for everyone because we deserve it. It's a world of warfare of every human to live in. So my question is to you, how do you envision creative society? What is it for you?
Wonderful, Alla. I was quite impressed when I looked at the details of creative society, and I must admit that this is I've been looking at it only very recently when we started discussing, and so I don't know the details, but I can discuss about the broad ideas that I got when I read through your the foundations and the objectives, goals and objectives, and all the different areas you're working on. So absolutely, I completely agree that all the principles, all the 8 foundations that you have, these are I cannot think of any human being who can say that this is not meaningful or this is not necessary or this is not aspiration worthy. This is not worthy of aspiration. So all of these are definitely very, very important. These have been directly or indirectly, thought of by people in the past. Many leaders, many thought leaders, philosophers. Many people have thought many of these foundations separately. The direction is right. Broadly speaking, the direction is right, but we have to make a lot of progress. It's not incremental progress is not enough. We have to make huge leaps here. And I like the point that you it's a self-governing society, right? That's an important part I really like in your set of foundations. People may say that no, this is not possible. There will be a lot of chaos. There will be a lot of anarchy. This basically people may misinterpret this as anarchy, but in my opinion, that is not the case. This is actually very much consistent with the real meaning of democracy. If democracy is implemented in its original intended way, then basically it's self-governing society. So I think everyone has equal rights. There is like there is this tradition in some countries, even in the old and the ancient culture. Like if you take India, for example, they take the king or the ruler is considered as a servant of people. So I think that that kind of thought process should be there. The people who are, I think it is difficult to avoid a government, a ruling body, but the ruling body should not think of itself as a powerful body. It should be more like a servant of people, and then everyone should take turns. Like people from different walks of life, they should be there, and they should only their only motivation should be to serve the people, not behave as powerful dictators and I can do whatever I want to do. I think most of the countries have leaders who became leaders because they want to serve the people. But then over time things change. Because entry point for many people, I wouldn't say all, but most people, they get into politics, they get into government with a pure interest to serve people. But once they get in there are many practical problems. One is they have to look for their livelihood. So then they become a little corrupt. They think, okay, let's do a little corruption. I mean, the economy is like trillions of dollars, and I can I can do a small corruption like $1 million, a couple of $1 million is enough for me, right? But that is wrong. But some of them may do that. Secondly, they may indulge in like they may get influenced by other powerful people, and they may take the society in that direction. And that is they may not be doing it because of money or corruption, but they themselves don't have the vision. If you don't have the vision, or if you don't know what is good for people, then you just go with what people are going to tell you. And who are going to tell you? The people who are powerful. So I think that is another problem. But what we need in the self-governing society is people who have clarity as to what is what do people want? What do people at large want?
Thank you very much, Badri. Each side is uniting people. It's a one goal of unification, regardless of nationality, religion, social status, or any affiliation, and like gender, age, and absolutely everything. It's a unity of all, and only together stand up. We can change the format of our society from consumerist orientated, which have all these issues and all these problems, to the creative one. So my question was to you is, how do you envision this perfect world without all these problems? What is, because every single of us have an image, every single culture have an image of this perfect world, the world we should to live, our children should to live, but we don't live it right now. So what it should be like? Maybe you can shortly answer us this question, please. How we should live?
There should be a way in which every human life is taken care of, irrespective of what do they have. Like, for example, having a healthcare system that is completely free for everyone, and basically it takes care of smallest health ailments to the biggest ones, the life-threatening ones, and irrespective of the cost of healthcare treatment, everything would be taken care of by that. That's an example. And food is abundant, and all the resources are there, and there is no part of the society overuses, or exploitation of resources is not there. We all consume whatever we need, and there is no exploitation of resources. Then there is also freedom. In terms of freedom, I feel like nobody is threatened to say anything that they want to say. So basically, you have complete freedom of expression, freedom of thought, and freedom to pursue whatever you want. You are not forced to do something because you have to make some money, you have to make some needs, meet some needs. So you're completely free.
Right now, you're already describing the 8 foundations of creative society.
Yeah, basically that's exactly what I also think. I'm in complete agreement with that. But yeah, I'm trying to give some examples and go from here to there. But basically, I think all the 8 foundations that you have, those are in what I can imagine also as a creative society.
It's great. As you said, many great humans of the past dreamed about creative society. Yes, they called it differently, but still the idea was the same. Society of free and happy people. And actually not just leaders dreamed about such society, but all people inside of them believe that can be something better, we can live differently, we can live happily. And when we did this global research, asking people what kind of world they would like to live in, the answers of people were so similar, regardless of who they are, what they do, where they live. And this allowed us to establish the 8 foundations of the creative society. Now I would like to offer us to watch a short video about the 8 foundations of creative society, and then we will continue our conversation.
The biggest social polling in our entire history of civilization has been conducted during the last 10 years by people around the world. 180 countries, millions of people of different social statuses, denominations, nationalities, talk about the society in which they want to live in. And this is a creative society. Based on the answers of the people from around the world, 8 foundations of creative society were established. A society where all people can live in happiness, peace, and prosperity. This is that very society that our prophets bequeathed to us. All prophets talked about the value of life, freedom, honesty, common human values, equality before God, mutual respect, and unification of people, about love for each other. They talked about the common truth and about the world which we can create. The prophet said, there will be a time when we're able to build a creative society. We are honored to live in the time which the prophets talked about, when everyone is chosen.
Why it wasn't possible before to build a creative society worldwide is because we didn't possess such technologies as we have nowadays. Because now, even internet, see Zoom, we can see each other, we are located in different corners of the world, but we can unite, we can discuss our vision of creative society, we can make plans and find solutions together. And in this regard, I would like to ask you how technologies can help us to solve maybe some other issues of the modern world. Could you please share your thoughts on it?
Sure, Alina, thank you. I think, this video was great, and it's amazing how this creative society principles are so relevant. And if more and more people who really believe and understand the principles of creative society get into the mainstream economy, mainstream politics, mainstream businesses, then the whole society is going to change. So it's all about the thought process of people at large, and that is influenced by the technology. Of course, when I said the negative aspects of technology, that is also that we are not the only groups that are online. There are also many other groups which do the opposite. They propagate the other kind of thought processes which are based on division, hatred, and so on. Like they may propagate views about a particular community or country and so on. So that is a negative aspect there. And of course, there is also an element of freedom of expression. People can say whatever they want to, but if it leads to this kind of high level, harms, then it's important to also control them. Some of these technologies can lead to massive unemployment and lack of income for the middle class and the lower middle class people. And these things can happen because a lot of these technologies are all about automation and so on. So now, but then the automation is also good for people because people can. I mean, recently I was hearing about an interesting thing. Like during Industrial Revolution, people are working like pretty much more than 6 days a week, and 18 hours a day, 17, 18 hours a day. Now, I mean, that was a norm actually. I'm talking about developed countries, currently developed countries. Those days they were all developing, like US and so on. So now, can you imagine that even the even the most difficult conditions of work will not be that bad. At least the 18 hours per day. I mean, I know a lot of people do it voluntarily. For example, I'm a workaholic. I keep working all the time, but I do out of choice. I don't have to do it for survival. But those days, people are doing for survival, and now I'm sure it is still the case in some to some extent. But broadly speaking, that is not that was the case for everyone those days. But now it's the case for few people. That is also bad. It should not be there even for those few people. But that is where the technology is going to help. Technology is going to relieve those people also. And then the question is, okay, now they're relieved, but they didn't have a choice. They had to do it because they had to earn their bread and butter. But now they're going to lose jobs. What next? That's when the creative society concept comes in again. They have to be taken care of. They have to be provided their food, shelter, and so on. So the concept of universal basic income that is being discussed by a lot of leaders is very powerful, because basically what it says is you make sure that they have all the basic necessities. Then they can do whatever they want. They can do work for their self-development, fulfillment, and cherishment of their desires and so on. So that is what I think.
Thank you very much, Badri. Thank you. Because yes, you touched lots of topics under this question. And of course, technological development is very important. It's actually vital for whole society to develop. And as we speak today, today's technology in quite high position, like implementation of AI and other things we already noticed in our society, and implementation in every single aspect of our life as well. And it can help us to overcome everything, or it can destroy us, as you mentioned about the unemployment and the rest of it. It's so because of different formats of society. In consumerist form of society, it's dangerous. It actually can be as our biggest threat, because it can leave people without the jobs, it can leave people hungry and create more crimes out of this, because people basically need to eat. We all need to survive to eat. But in creative society, when the technology will be developed and implementation of AI will be so deep in our society, it can help us in the medical field and any other field is possible. It can open up for us opportunities which is no one ever can imagine right now. And this is very important, because in this case, if you will be replaced by AI technologies or robotics or any other technology which existed already in today, so we have all the necessities we need. We have the society protecting us. We have our food, our water, our shelter, and everything. And all this free medical health care and all this education, high quality one. We have all opportunities in the world for actually more development, for explore, for just learn more. And we can go to and explore different galaxies and planets if we need. And it's very important for all of us as development society to evaluate for the next level. Because right now, what we're speaking about, this crisis and problems in the world, it's all due to the consumerist form of society, the way how we're living right now. So we need to look more wider, more globally, and more with opportunities and possibilities. Many people already give up on the consumerist format, on our life and everything. But together in unity, we really can stand out. Together, we can create conditions for every single human being to live happily on this planet. We'll live like a fulfilled life. Everyone deserves it, and everyone will do so if we unite under one goal, which is creative society. Of course, we not speak some kind of utopia, or communism or anything like that. No, we speak about basic laws, which have to be followed in every single country. If we implement first foundation, human life, what does it mean? All wars will be stopped immediately. And when I speak about that, because those 8 foundations should be implemented in all constitutions of all countries. Well, dear viewers, I'd love now to invite all of you to watch a short video from the conference that was called Creative Society, United We Can, because it's not just 8 foundations of building the creative society, it's also a few stages of it. So let's watch this short video now.
that the creative society can be built in less than 10 years. Can you imagine? We can actually live in a beautiful world in less than 10 years. So how do we do it? Let's talk about the stages of the creative society. We have to go step by step in order to build the creative society. So the first stage of building the creative society is the informational stage. Globally, people need to know about the creative society. This is the most important stage. When each person understands what creative society is and supports it, then they can go on the platform Allatraunites.com, click the Join Us button, and pick one of the 3 options to register. And we can see the video on the screen right now on how to do it. So this step is very important. And what is it going to give? It's going to give an understanding of the number of people in each country that support the creative society. So then when there is more than 50% of the active electorate in the country supports the creative society, then it is possible to move to the second part. And this is the creation of the electoral platform. The electoral platform is a site created in each specific country where each person can register with their own personal information. Electorate will choose for themselves the politicians who will share the creative society. Can you imagine only choosing those politicians that will actually share the same ideas as we do, the people? When the electorate chooses politicians with the use of the electoral platform, then there's a certain understanding between the electorate and the representatives that were chosen. The first law that must be passed is the law on the electoral platform. It is the right to recall, to regulate, and it is the legal framework. And this is very important. And of course, as we said, everything has to be moved in stages and in steps. The second law that the electorate has to pass is the implementation of the 8 foundations into the constitutions of their country. If the representatives that are chosen do not execute what people want, then people just simply withdraw their vote and re-elect a different person, hold a re-election in their country. As simple as that. And those are the stages of building the creative society. It is very simple, and as was said earlier, the power belongs to the people. So we, the people, can make the choice.
So yes, dear viewers, and Badri, as you see, right now people from 180 countries already implementing those 8 foundations and already joined the creative society. The question only is how fast the first stage will be passed, which informational stage. And as soon as we spread this information with people we love, with our friends, family, colleagues, and everybody we see, so we can come to the second stage, which already was discussed, and actually you've seen how to do it in this short video, because it's all important. All these stages, all these foundations, it desires what people want today now, because we're not living in fantasy world. We understand it's challenging, and it's require everybody, every single person required to work together. All scientific, all technological potential of all humanity should be there, deciding all that. All together, only in unity, we can stand, we can overcome everything, all our differences, all our difficulties. We speak about simple equality, when is every single person will be equal because he's a human, because he holds this title of the human. And this is why we shouldn't divide everyone by anything at all. We don't speak about some dream or some utopia, as we already said. It's a basic rules of 21st century to live in. And if we don't do everything, if we don't do anything at all, we will be living consumers form of society, which basically will kill us all, because it's already happening right now. It's all important information for everyone. And dear viewers, please understand your responsibility as a person for this goal, one goal, for living a better world. It concerns and requires everyone, every single person. As I said already, together we can do everything. And you, Badri, also said, together we really can achieve everything. So thank you so much for this video.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Badri. Allah, we people ourselves use different ways and tools to spread the message about creative society among all people, so everyone on earth would know about it and would have this opportunity to join this process of building a creative society all together, because only in unity we can build it. And one of the ways to spread the word we use is theory of 6 handshakes. So we're just asking our guests who they would like to recommend as the next guest for our conversation. Do you have somebody in your mind, Badri, who you would like to invite and hear his or her vision of creative society?
Actually, I have. This is really amazing, and I really enjoyed the discussion. And I agree with you that we have to spread the word. That's the first stage. In fact, I cannot think of one person, but I think of a few different people. So what I may do is after the discussion, I'll share with you some of my friends who may be interested. And so basically, I think there should be many more people, not just one. So that's why I'm not naming anyone here, but I'll send you some of my connections who may be interested.
Oh, thank you so much, Badri. We're looking forward for every single person, because it's very important for all of us to understand how we vision this world. What is this of us? We need to sit together at big round table of humanity round table, and actually have this conversation. Because look on today's situation, we basically did everything we could for kill the planet and the relationship between people and anything else which goes with that. Because as you said, it's not possible to build a creative society in one country. It has to be built around the whole world. This is why every single person is needed and so valuable for us and for everybody. It's not our project. This is a movement of all humanity, all together. Only in this unity we can do it. Yes, of course, we understand the world is diverse. It's beautiful. We're not destroying anything. We're building a new format. We're not destroying borders. We're not destroying cultures between countries, because we can learn from each other. We can be the one big human family. We can live together as we work to live happily for everyone. And again, I want to invite everyone who want to share their expertise or vision about creative society, or maybe just help us as a co-host participate, or as a technical support, something like that. That would be really nice. Please visit Allatraunites website, allatraunites.com, where you will see this red Join Us button. Please join a million of people around the whole globe who is daily, every single day and night working in their free from official work time to bring the society in a better state, to fix all the problems, to change the format of the society. You can choose your language on this website, and you can, in your native language, fill this short form, and a lot of volunteers will be contacted shortly. And also, I'd love to voice out, we had recently the most important conference that took place on the 24th of July. It was called Global Crisis. It already affects everyone. And friends, I really suggest you watch this conference, because yes, it's a bit long, but when you speak about survival of humanity and actually the goal of creative society and how creative society can help us overcome all these issues, which we spoke about, climatic issues, environmental issues, poverty, hunger, and the rest of them, AI development and implementation as well. So please watch this conference. It provides an overview of the global crisis which we face as humanity in different spheres of life. Because without understanding globally what is going on, we don't realize how vitally important is it. And the shortest way to build a creative society is really important for all of us. In the shortest time possible, we need to unite, because we're running out of time of our humanity and health of our planet and everything. If you not unite, there will be nothing for next generations. So please join millions of people, join everyone. Let's do it together. We can do it. We really can do it, because it's our life and it's our home. We need to protect it together. So let's together spread this information about the conference. and the ways to build in the creative society. Join our broadcast. We're very happy and welcome everyone, as I already said. And Badri, thank you so much for your expertise, for your insights and highlights about the modern living standards and conditions, which is in corporate world and in politics as well. Thank you very much for your vision of the society we all should live in. And thank you to highlight how consumerist world is working right now. It's very important to understand the difference between two formats of society and choose for yourself which one do you want to live in. Which one do you think your children will live in and you hope for them to live in? Because as I said, we don't speak about anything that strange or anything. We speak about simple, basic necessities, simple, basic, like human life situation. As I said, 21st century, we all should live right now in peaceful, happy, harmonious world. But we're not developing ourselves as human beings. So it is important to change our values and our perspectives of life and see the future together in its perspectives as well. So thank you very much, dear viewers. Thank you so much, Alina. Thank you so much, technical support. And thank you so much, Badri, again. It's a great honor and pleasure to meet you today. And just want to say my deepest gratitude for you and for every single viewer who watches today as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alla. Thank you, Alina, and everyone.
Thank you. It was our pleasure to have you.
My planet is groaning and shuddering. Increasingly, it is shaking by earthquakes. Volcanoes are erupting. Tons of water are falling from the sky in a matter of minutes. Climate is changing, and it is obvious that our climate zones will change soon. Our planet can become very harsh and difficult to survive on. Are we ready for this? I am writing on the paper because I don't know how global the upcoming cataclysms will be and whether the internet and electricity will be available. Perhaps those few survivors will have to relearn how to obtain fire. Why am I writing this? I hope that future generations will get rid of the plague of consumerism, aggression, and self-isolation. I sincerely hope that they will do what we should have done a long time ago. They will be able to unite on the principle of mutual aid and honesty in front of themselves and each other. This is the only formula that gives hope for the survival and development of civilization. I think that we have this last chance to unite and prepare to face the upcoming changes with dignity. I still believe that on July 24th, the conference Global Crisis, this already affects everyone, at Allatraunites, will be able to awaken many people, and together we will make a difference.